6 years old, I had long, luscious red hair that was often complimented as unique and different. So at this family party, when my great uncle complimented that he just loved the color of my hair, I did like any normal kid would do. I asked if he'd like to buy a piece for $1. Now, I don't know what's worse, me asking that question or him actually saying yes, but either way, I made $1. And I went around the entire party asking family members if they too would like a piece of my prized possession. I went home that night with $4 or $5. That was the start of it all, this fascination with money that led me on this lifelong exploration of it. What was its meaning and purpose? And eventually it led me to a career in coaching women around money. But I didn't always have a great relationship with money. I was a long-standing money hoarder, clinging on to every dollar I ever made. And while the running joke was that I had the first dollar I ever made, that joke sadly came to an end in 2011 when I found myself in tens of thousands of dollars of debt after having completed my MBA. I went from the proud money hoarder to anxiously opening my bank account, looking at the debt that had accumulated. That's when I knew something had to change. And in that moment, I decided to change my relationship with money. And in doing so, I learned that there's a very real but largely unaware psychological component to our money. It's called our money mindset. How you think and feel about money matters a lot. Join me now in taking a moment to imagine that your money is sitting right next to you. It's personified, a person you have a real relationship with, yes? Have a look at it. What would you say to it? And what would your money say to you? And if I tap your money on the shoulder, what would it tell me about how you've been treating it? Is it a relationship that's like a lifelong friend? Is it one of neglect? Is it a love-hate relationship? Whatever it is, I'm here tonight to tell you that getting into a positive relationship with money is not only possible, but an essential part of living a fulfilled life. Why? Because in Canada, over 50% of people report losing sleep every night over financial stress. And financial stress is the #1 stressor above health, relationships, and work. For me, getting into a great relationship with money and reclaiming my power took me from back in 2011 to the tens of thousands of dollars of debt to then within a few years over $100,000 in savings. So coming from the kid who sold pieces of her hair, I guess it's no surprise that in 2015, I started my own business as a money mindset mentor and business coach. I'm passionate about helping women overcome any money blocks to help them build a business doing work that they love, making the money they deserve, and opening up the doors on a normally taboo topic, money. My work is primarily focused on women because it's time that we shift the imbalances that have seen women historically financially less empowered. For far too long, us women have stood on the sidelines, questioning our worthiness, afraid to ask for too much, letting guilt and doubt direct our lives. Working with thousands of women across the world, I learned a really amazing and interesting piece of information. If we're going to financially empower ourselves, money shame has to go. Because where shame is present, change is absent. The well-known TED speaker and shame researcher Brené Brown once shared, if you put shame in a petri dish, it needs 3 ingredients to grow exponentially: secrecy, silence, and judgment. If you put the same amount of shame in a petri dish but douse it with empathy, it can't survive. So the question becomes how? How do we overcome the money shame so that we become financially empowered people? Well, let me introduce you to my $1-a-day debt repayment method. This came to me back in 2018 after having gone way over on a home renovation budget and finding myself in tens of thousands of dollars of debt again. I was standing in my kitchen looking at my Visa bill, looking at these small, seemingly insignificant expenses adding up to thousands of dollars each month. I was shocked at what I call the Visa bill effect, this compounding effect of mindless spending. But that's when it struck me. What if, instead of this mindless spending every day, What would happen in reverse of that? Small daily actions of savings. What if we saved even just $1 a day and put that towards our debt? Something astounded me. I used this method, and within 1 month, I paid off over $10,000 of debt. The tax refund that I got, rare, I know, that went on my debt. I found savings opportunities like lowering bills and doing odd things like selling things in my basement to make a buck. This all went on my debt. What happened was, in paying closer attention every single day to my debt, I was empowering myself around my money versus feeling controlled by it. And the shame? This dollar a day method was doing something I didn't expect. It was helping me overcome the money shame. Here's why. This method makes you look at your money every single day, and in doing so, douses it with empathy. It overcomes this ignorance is bliss mindset when it comes to money, because trust me, ignorance is not bliss when it comes to your money. Looking at your money daily, be it bills, online statements, your bank account, can become one of the most empowering habits you can have. There's a well-known financial advisor, Susie Orman, and New York Times bestselling author. She once shared with her live audience a really great exercise. She asked her audience to stand and turn to the person next to them and share with them how much debt they had. So, I'd like you to turn to your neighbor. Okay, yeah, good. Lovingly look at them, yes. Okay, good. No, I'm just kidding. I won't make you do this. Don't worry. But what I do want to point out is the power in sharing your truth. In doing this exercise, as uncomfortable as it may have been for her audience, and luckily not you, to share with a stranger standing next to them how much debt they had, it was liberating. It was overcoming the secrecy component to shame. Money is not in control of you. You are in control of it. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner your bank account can change. But I get it. Changing your relationship with money can take a little bit of work. And it requires unlearning what are called money blocks, the limiting beliefs that we have about money that prevent it from coming into our lives. And we pick up these money blocks growing up because we hear things like, money doesn't grow on trees. Money is the root of all evil. Ooh, you don't deserve to be wealthy. It's selfish to want more. And my favorite, money doesn't grow on trees, which as a kid I would stubbornly say, yes it does, it's made of paper. But anyhow, think about, what were you taught about money growing up? What was your experience with it? If we're going to have a thriving financial future, we have to unlearn these money blocks and build an empowering mindset. And amazing things can happen when we do. Like maybe you realize, you know what, it's safe for me to have savings. And maybe you save up enough money to put the down payment on your first home. Or maybe you sleep peacefully at night because you know you're not bad with money and you're not afraid of the tax man anymore. Or maybe at work you ask for the raise because you realize it doesn't make you selfish for asking for more. Or perhaps, like this woman quite recently reached out to me just last month to share that she did the dollar a day method and paid off over $19,000 of debt. Before you hear of anyone making any huge life change, you'll hear them say these really incredible 2 words. I decided. This decision is so empowering, and it just starts with these small things like opening that bill that you've been avoiding, or maybe making an appointment at the bank, or picking up a book on money mindset. Whatever it is, you just need to start and decide right here and now. These seemingly insignificant steps have a compounding effect, and before you know it, you'll have changed these long-standing money blocks for really empowering ones, and you'll have changed your future. Building a society that is empowered and educated around money can change the world. And the best part is you get to decide here tonight what's going to be written about your financial future. Thank you.